Hey, what's good? Today I'll be showing you how to install OEM heated grips on your Street Triple 765. Alright, let's get to it. If you have bar end mirrors, you want to take those off first. I already did it on here. There's going to be a screw up top here. You want to take that one off. It's going to look like this. And then there's one at the bottom. You want to take off right there. Once you get both screws off, it slides right off. Take your seat off. You got one screw in here, unscrew that one, and then you're gonna slide back while pulling up on the seat to take it off. To gain access under your fuel tank, after you take the seat off, you got two Allen screws right here. You take those off and then you'll be able to lift up your fuel tank. But this harness will basically, once you open the tank, the harness is going to be chilling right there, right in front of the air filter or air box. For your sub harness, you want to feed through the handlebars. There's a little hole, I'll show you in a second, but you're going to feed the two. There's a 3-pin connector and a 2-pin connector. You want to feed those two wires. Take your key out. If you look in the back here, it might be hard to see. Right there. When you look at the connectors for your heated grips, your left side grip has a 3-pin connector. And your twist grip on the right side is a 2-pin connector. So make sure when you're feeding the harness, it goes to the right side. You want to feed the harness until you see it come out from this hole, from the handlebar. There you go. On the throttle side, to get the grip off, after you obviously remove your bar end mirrors if you have those, but you still have to take off the little end piece. So under here you'll see you have a Phillips head screw. It's on both sides, on the front and the back. The back one I already got out. You can see right there, right there. Took that one out. Alright, once you get both screws off, you can take this top piece off, put it in a safe place so you don't lose it, and then be careful when you're taking the grip off, because everything moves. You don't want to screw anything up, so just take that off. And when you're putting the new grip back on, make sure you put it the same way, so you align it, and make sure when you twist the grip, everything's smooth, nothing gets stuck. So far this is what I got on the left side. On the right side, I got a bunch more. I don't know why, but it's okay. Most of it's gonna go back in the handlebars anyway once you put the grips back on. Alright, let's keep going. So when you're putting the grips on, you want to make sure once you connect this and you're feeding the wire back inside the handlebar, you see this wire over here goes all the way through. When you're feeding the grip wire back inside the handlebar, keep an eye on it so it doesn't get stuck anywhere here and starts getting crimped up or anything. Make sure everything's nice and flexible and it goes in nice and smooth. Okay, so I got the left side grip on, and you can see nice and loose, no wires are stuck. You can see them in there. Everything's good. You can keep the cover off for your button for now, because you're going to have to screw your handlebars in over here, back on the top and the bottom. But first, let's leave that the way it is, and let's go on to the other side, connect the throttle and this is where you have to be careful that your wire inside has enough room, or has has enough room as well as enough movement so you can twist the throttle without fucking up the wires inside. So this might be kind of tricky, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, I started feeding the wire in, and once you're close to being able to put the grip on, make sure you continue to run the wire against this guide as close as you can. It might be a little bit tight, but feed it on this opening, on this slot right here, so the wire keeps going in and it doesn't get stuck over here anywhere. It doesn't get, you know, crimped on something. This is very important, so make sure you keep feeding it on here as you put the throttle on like that, and you should have enough room. It shouldn't be bad. Just keep doing what you're doing, you'll be fine. What does help is pulling on the wire from here while you're feeding the wire through the handlebar as you're putting the grip on. As you're pulling on this, it kind of relieves some slack inside the handlebar, and you're able to put the grip on smoothly. All right, I got the throttle side on. Let me try to zoom inside there. You can see the wire. So it's gonna be hard to do with one hand because the throttle's still unscrewed, but as you twist it, make sure there's enough room for the cables to move around and it doesn't rub against anything. Before I finish everything off, I connected the harness, and now I'm just gonna test it to see if it actually works, if everything lights up on the dash, and if everything looks correct and the grips heat up. I'm gonna finish it off, hide all the wiring, and put everything back together. So let's see what happens. Make sure if you're going to do the same thing and test it before, you know, putting everything back together, make sure you start the bike up when you run the grips, because if you do it without the bike started up, it's gonna start draining the battery more, and it's not really that good. And maybe the grips will heat up faster if the bike's running, I'm not sure, but we'll find out. Alright, so the grips got nice and warm after I tested them. I went ahead and unplugged it. Now we need to feed the sub harness through this bracket over here that's holding all the other wiring for the bike. So the kit comes with both these screws, so you can replace them if you want to, or reuse these old ones. I'm gonna replace them since they have a thread locker on the new ones. So you can replace this, feed the wire in. Don't screw this back on yet. Make sure, well, I'll show you this, but once you feed it through and then you get everything connected and hidden away, just so this has just the right amount of room, or slack I should say, when you turn the steering, so this has a lot of a good amount of play, so it doesn't get stuck or it doesn't get too tight when you turn the steering. So you're going to remove that little blank piece, and I think the way I'm going to do it is pull on this plastic piece right here that's running all the rest of the wiring, and I'm going to feed this inside of there. Alright, so once you get this connector, feed it through this plastic, you just pull it back a little bit, reach your hand in there, and what I'm going to do is connect both of these together and then just hide it behind here, and that's about it, because it seems like there's not too much slack on this cable. It's just enough room when I turn the steering, it doesn't get too tight. So plug those two which I could try to do right now with one hand. There you go, that's connected. Shove this back in there. You want to try to get all these wires underneath. That's where the hole is for this plastic, like something like that. So just put the new screws back on, tighten that. Then you could throw your mirrors back on if you have the bar end mirrors. You're pretty much done. You could screw your tank back in, put your seat back on, you're set to go. After you get this all mounted on, you're gonna have two screws that go in right here and right over there. That will hold your little button together. This. One little thing, once you turn these on, you're gonna see your bike might be different, but I only have 2 stage. There's supposed to be 3 levels of heat. I only have 2. So as far as I know, if you have the same problem, you're gonna have to hit up your dealer and have them update your computer, your ECU, and I feel that that's gonna fix the problem. All right, hopefully this helped you guys out. If you have any questions regarding the install, hit me up, leave a comment below, and I'll try to get back to you. Other than that, thanks for watching and subscribe for more videos. Peace out.